Welcome to Out to See Everybody. Merry Christmas Eve. So here I am, day 2 with no alcohol, and I'm doing all right. And like I said, it's not like I've been pounding liquor. I'm not going to have physical withdrawals here. It's more of a mental thing. I went out to a really good friend's house for dinner tonight. We took our little boy out, and our friends have a little boy as well. And, I'm just so grateful that I'm healthy and my little boy is healthy and, my family's doing okay. I try to find something to be grateful for every day. And I have a lot to be grateful for. And that's a big part of what's motivating me to get sober once and for all. I'm in a stable situation. I've been away from illicit drugs for a long time. And like I mentioned yesterday, I've done a whole lot of things to address my addiction in the past. I've gone to treatment centers. I've done esoteric things such as Ibogaine and ayahuasca and da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, if I did all that and, I'm still struggling with addiction, what makes me think it's going to be any different this time? And that question haunts me. I constantly doubt myself. There have been many times that I've just thrown in the towel and thought this is about as good as it can get. Because the thing is, I'm functioning. It's not like I'm just a derelict on the street. Many people are functioning addicts. Now, there have certainly been times in my life where I was a non-functioning addict. There's been a lot of parts of my life essentially wasted, just struggling and treading water, trying to get myself healthy, not knowing what else to do. Now, everything I've done in the past, it's not like that's all lost. The meditation practice I've learned, the experiences I had with psychedelics, the time I've had sober and abstinent and have learned how to be comfortable with myself. I've never given up, and I've been working in kitchens for the past few years. When I left the Ibogaine world nearly a decade ago because I got fed up with the corruption. I had a lot of ethical qualms with the Ibogaine world and became quite disgusted with the whole situation. And for anyone who's heard me talk about Ibogaine in the past, that's a departure from how I felt in the past. After I went and did Ibogaine in 2008, I became evangelical about it. I would tell anyone who would listen because I felt I had found something that was truly nothing short of a miraculous cure for opioid dependency. And there certainly is something to what Ibogaine does. It most certainly is affecting opioid receptors, and it removes withdrawal and craving, most definitely. And I think analogs of Ibogaine, synthetic analogs such as 18-methoxychronoridine or 18-MC, are very promising. There are currently analogs out there of Ibogaine that don't have all the risks associated with Ibogaine and apparently have the benefits. And that's in the works, and I'm hopeful of all of that. But I gave up on Ibogaine a decade ago. And that was really hard for me because I gave up a career at a decent job to go move down to Mexico and put everything I had into the Ibogaine world. And, I started relapsing in the Ibogaine world. And I came to learn that the vast majority of the Ibogaine providers were also relapsing. You're putting yourself right in the line of fire. The vast majority of Ibogaine providers are addicts themselves who maybe got clean using Ibogaine, but, you spend enough time in a barber shop, you're going to get your hair cut. So the saying goes. Everything I've done has led up to me knowing in my heart that I am capable of exorcising these substances from my body and moving forward with my life, not feeling as though I'm a slave to these substances. And so today, 2 days without alcohol, doing pretty good. The friends I was hanging out with, they even drank a little bit. And this is what's deceiving about the alcohol to me, because I can say it's no big deal, right? Look, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. However I get started, I just don't stop. So the alcohol is really a mental game for me. Preparing to get off of Suboxone, I need to have the mental game down. I'm just ready to do this, and I learned something about Suboxone earlier this year. In January, the FDA had a press release. They released a statement claiming they have learned that Suboxone rots your teeth, essentially. No, this is a drug that was approved by the FDA in 2003. I've been taking it on and off ever since then. I always had a feeling there'd be some class action lawsuits in the future as, side effects would reveal themselves. And over the years, as I've been on and off Suboxone, I've lost half of my teeth. And this is something that a lot of addicts struggle with. Part of what got me dependent on Kratom a couple years ago after I'd been off of the Suboxone was dental problems. I had a bunch of oral surgery, I had some infections, stuff went badly, and I got a bunch of bottles of Vicodin. One thing led to the next, and I found myself dependent on Kratom. Kratom, or Midorrhagina speciosa, is 100% habit forming, and if you've had a pre-existing opioid habit, Kratom will most definitely sink its teeth into you. You will find yourself dependent on Kratom. Kratom dependency is what led me back to being on Suboxone. So, I haven't done illicit drugs in a long time, but I still find myself struggling with these chemicals that, whether they're legal or illegal, at least I don't have to worry about my drug supply being tainted. However, with the Kratom, you do have to worry about that. So, that's the thing with the Suboxone. I get it from a doctor. I know what it is, at least. But if it's rotting my teeth, what else is it doing, for Christ's sakes? And, I'm trying to not be bitter. I'm trying to be grateful for the experiences I've had. But in all honesty, as I'm getting older, I can feel the Suboxone making me bitter. I can feel the alcohol making me bitter. I can even feel the cannabis making me bitter because I just don't want to be dependent on anything. So anyways, I will be back, and I'm going to try to get more organized with the storylines, and going to continue checking in, and I'm still at the 4 milligrams a day on the Suboxone. I'm going to try to start chipping away here in the coming week. Get down a little bit lower so that we're down to 2 milligrams at least by February, and get this detox rolling. Get to the real nitty gritty of this. So, again, much love. Thank you for your support. And got any questions or comments? Let's get with it. Peace.